Hi everyone, we're going to get started now if that's okay. So in this webinar, we're just going to give you a quick overview of some of the new features that are coming in the new release of Stream. This is going to focus mainly on the new functionality we've added regarding selecting multiple orders and how it's going to help you improve functionality within planning and stuff like that. I'm just going to mute everyone else if that's okay for the time being. If you've got any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we will try and get to them either during this webinar or if not at the end. So if you've got any questions, just pop them in there and then we'll get to them later on. So if I just log in now, the first change you're going to notice during the new release is that when you click on an order within the order search screen, it will now select that order rather than taking you into it as previously. If you do wish to go into an order as you did before, you just double click on that order and it will open the order as before. This has allowed us to add some new functionality. So if you hold the shift key while clicking on an order, that will select a whole range of orders. You can also press the control key while clicking an order to select individual orders or deselect orders. It's very similar to functionality you might have used previously in Excel and stuff like that, so it should be quite familiar to you. And then if you wish to clear them all, clicking the escape key will do that for you as well. With this, we're adding some new options in the top right. You'll see this new actions menu. If you click that, currently we've added the print option and hopefully we're going to add more in the future as well. So clicking that, I can now select an order summary, which is our version of the POD, and show that. So this is going to load up the POD for just the 3 orders I've selected. And again, we'll also have different options that we're going to add in the future. And in a moment, I'll show you how we can do stuff like confirm orders and things like that. So here you'll see just the PODs for those 3 orders I've selected. So now if I wanted to move to my unconfirmed list like this, and I can select a whole range like so. And you'll see in addition to the print option, there's also confirm and delete. So in this case, I'm going to confirm. And I confirm all 23 of those orders in one press. So as before, we'd have to go in individually into those orders and confirm them one by one. This is a nice, easy, quick way of confirming multiple orders at once. So if I go back to my order list here of confirmed orders, you can see all of those orders are now showing ready to be planned. We've also added similar functionality into the planning screen as well. So in my list of unplanned orders here, I can again click to select individual ones, double click if I wish to go into them, shift click selects a whole range, and control click I can click and select just orders one by one. Once I've done this, I can do some new stuff as well using the menus in the top. So for example, pressing load will just load those 4 selected orders onto the run in one go. As well as clicking in this list down here as well, we've also added this new drawing tool to the map as well, which is quite handy. So you'll see this draw a shape button up in the top right. If I click that, my cursor will change to this selecting tool. I can click and select a range of points on the map and draw a shape like that. And it will select and highlight those orders on the map as well as in the table down here. It's quite useful to use in conjunction with this new full screen mode we have on the map as well. So if I wanted to zoom in and be quite precise with my selection and select exactly which individual orders I want to work with, maybe draw a second shape like so. I can then work with just those orders and get them loaded onto my run. So if I click load, it will also load those orders I've selected onto the run. In addition to loading orders, you can also select a range of orders and use the new actions menu to create a brand new run with those orders. So if I wanted to call it something like Wales run, and select the date, this will now create a brand new run using just those 4 orders I've selected. And finally, we also have the option to work with Autoplan, which has now moved to this menu down here.
See how many selected as well.
You can see how many orders are selected on the left as well, out here. I'll select a range for my Autoplan. And then this is going to auto-plan just the selected orders if you have that functionality available previously. So you can see it's created those 2 runs using just the selected orders, leaving the rest untouched. In addition to being able to select orders in the unplanned section, you're also able to use the same functionality in your selected run. So I can select, in this case, I've got a 2-day run with a stop in the middle. So I want to optimize these orders separately from my first 4 orders. So I've selected, again, using the same shift functionality, my 2nd day of the run, and clicking the optimize button will optimize just those orders, leaving these 4 orders before my hotel stop. So it's quite handy if you want to do multi-day runs like that. And then finally, we also have new actions in this actions menu here that will affect just my selected runs. So I can unload just those orders, or I can email and text just the customers on those selected orders. So that's the main thing we want to talk about in this webinar today, this new multi-selective order functionality. We've got other things coming up in the release, such as depots and other stuff that we'll make you aware of in the upcoming release notes and stuff like that. But that's it for what we wanted to show you today. If you've got any questions, please put them in the chat and we will try and answer them as we go along. Or yeah, if you want to speak to us directly, we'll unmute your mics now, so feel free to ask us any questions you have. But if not, thanks a lot for joining us and we'll speak to you in a bit.